Welcome to It's Happening in Grand Prairie. We have a great show for you today, and our first guest is the chief. What chief? We've got Chief Robert Fight with the fire department. Welcome.
Well, thank you.
So
how you
glad
doing?
to have you.
Glad to be here.
Now, I know there are a lot of exciting things going on with the fire department, and if anybody's been down Main Street lately, they've at least seen something new. Tell us about it.
Fire Station 1. We have our grand opening on November 11th at 4 o'clock. And of course the public is invited, the neighborhoods are invited, the businesses are invited. It will be a grand day for Grand Prairie on November 11th. Station 1, as you well know, is sort of, the old Station 1 is across the street. It goes back to 1944. We just sort of have outgrown our operation. That building needs some work, and so the council and mayor and the budget leaders decided that a new station was to be built. And we've been about in this process for 18 months. And in just a couple of short weeks, we get to finally open the doors and start making responses out of it. It is truly, will be an icon for downtown because, as you well know, coming down Main Street is the gateway into downtown. The city council's already done a tremendous amount of work on the facade project. We know we have some more restaurants maybe coming into downtown. So you add Station 1 as that gateway, it is going to be a grand project for downtown. The business leaders that when I go eat lunch downtown, they're proud of it. So it's really good to see community energy over a fire station.
Yes, I had a friend come back to town and saw this and said, what a wonderful facility. And, I really love the way it looks, those red doors.
Those red
really
doors,
set it
the
off.
red doors set it off. And they don't open traditionally up and down. They're going to open traditionally out, which will be, it sort of goes back to the historic, late 1800s look when the doors tri-folded out. So that'll be an interesting look for when we do our grand opening. There's also a lot of art associated with this fire station. And for fire stations and firefighters, art is typically not something you would put two and two with. But we do have a very elegant mosaic that's covered right now, and no one can see it. Periodically it falls down and Tom Cox is like, Robert, get that tarp back up. And at the end of it is an art tower that really paints the history of Grand Prairie. And so we're really, truly ready for it to open November 11th.
Now on November 11th at 4.
At 4.
If I wanted to bring friends or family, is it open to the public?
Yes, it is open to the public. We will have some slight parking challenges. So we have the restaurant, the parking lot across the street. We have street parking. We have parking around the neighborhood. But for 1 hour, it will be a very busy place. And we're welcoming kids, friends, family. We're going to have giveaways. We'll have fire safety clowns doing a show. We're going to have a Dalmatian rescue service. Chick-fil-A will cater it for us. We're going to have giveaways for the kids, both coins, frisbees, footballs, and we'll have a ceremonial opening that's sort of secret right now. But fire service, we have traditions. And there are some traditions when you open a fire station, and we have some of those ready to go.
That is so exciting.
Yes.
It really is. Now, there are other things going on within the fire department that you might want to share with us as well.
Yeah, we do also have another interesting project that will just be knocking on this door, which is Fire Station 10, which is down south, south of the bridge, south of the lake at Balboa and Grand Peninsula. We all know we have tremendous growth down on the peninsula, especially residential and even some multifamily. That fire station will be instrumental to our insurance rating. It'll be instrumental to decreasing our response times. And we're probably going to break ground on that project January or February of 15 with another grand opening sometime in 16.
Oh, wow. And Grand Prairie is going to be so blessed to have one out, that number 10 out there on that end of town.
Yes, right now, Fire Station 7, which is at the Parks Station right there at the entrance to the lake, they respond to the peninsula, and it's very well covered. But there is a lot of growth even south in the peninsula on the southern end, and that's really where this station is going to come into effect. Also, we have an agreement with Cedar Hill and Mansfield, And we're really trying to work that 3 cities will help each other down there south to the borderless type of concept. And that's really what we're trying to do.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Now, I know you've been here nearly 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Is that right?
Almost 2 years.
And tell me what all is under your jurisdiction as chief.
Sure. Yes, almost 2 years. It's hard to believe time has flown by. Obviously, we have fire operations, which is the bread and butter of our department. But truly, the backbone of our department would be a medical service. We respond to over 14,000 medical calls in our city each year, and that is truly the heart of our department is medical. We also have hazardous materials we respond to, special rescues we respond to. We have a full fire prevention division. We do all the inspections of the businesses, all the plan review, public education in the schools. We also have emergency management. Emergency management was moved out from the police to the fire, so we have a new emergency management coordinator, Chase Wheeler, and Nora is his assistant, and we are a very busy and complex department. I really like to call it an all hazards department because we do everything. There's not just we respond to fires, we do the whole gamut of emergency and prevention operations.
And I know, of course, back in the day we used to just say firemen, but now we have women working within the department and including the EMT and everything. What do you prefer? What titles do you prefer?
We are firefighters.
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 I love it.
Even though traditionally we respond to medical calls. You know, some people are really, there are some cities changing the name of a fire department to a rescue department. I'm not quite ready to do that.
No.
I do believe in certain traditions, and we are a fire department full of great firefighters.
Oh, if you would, since the big event coming up is the opening of number 1, fire station number 1, tell us one more time the time and the place.
As a reminder, it is November 11th at 4 o'clock at 510 Main Street, which is the new fire station. There should be plenty of parking. We could even park at City Hall, and it's a nice short 2-block walk.
Yes.
So we want as many people there to come see what the city has invested in the city future, because truly everybody thinks as a fire station is fire department. It is not. This is one of those projects that's a community project, mainly because of the downtown gateway.
Well, thank you so much for sharing this information with us. We're looking forward to it.
I can't wait.
And we appreciate you so much, and all of the firefighters that are in Grand Prairie, Texas that keep us safe. Thank you for joining us.
No problem. Thank you.
And we'll be right back.
Jessica, we need to leave right now.
I need to get something. Dance recitals are so boring.
There's a meaning no one knows. Waiting to be set
So,
free.
what's the empty suitcase for?
The grand prize trophy.
Duh.
Confidence. Pass it on.
I was born to be somebody.
Welcome back. And welcome to our next guest, Mr. Bill Moser, the chairman of the board for the Grand Prairie Chamber of Commerce. Welcome, Bill.
Thank you for having me again, Georgia. Appreciate it.
Of course, you always have such good information for us.
We try. We
Yes.
try.
Tell us what's happening.
Well, we don't have as much going on in the later months of the year at the chamber, but we have a lot of our normal activities. For example, on the first and the third Tuesday, we have the luncheon lead. On the first Tuesday, we meet at the Oasis and have a lunch, and there's usually there's a speaker. It only costs $10. That includes your lunch. And on the third Tuesday, we meet at Mixed Up Burgers at the Grand Prairie Airport. And this month, at both locations, we're going to be we are having a representative from the SBA come, and they're going to talk about small business issues. And so if you are thinking about SBAs or SBA loans or what the SBA can do for you, these two events would be something you'd want to come to. Our next event is November the 19th, which is our monthly luncheon. But before I talked about that, I wanted to kind of piggyback on your guest, the last segment. The chief was talking about their grand opening at Station 1, and that happens to be on November the 11th. Well, November the 11th is Veterans Day, and there's a big celebration City of Grand Prairie has a big celebration at Veterans Memorial Park on Veterans Day, the 11th, and everybody in the city is welcome. It's to honor our veterans. I believe it starts at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
I would suggest you get there about 9 or 9:30 if you want to get a parking place.
Yes.
And it does come with a free lunch. So despite what Milton Friedman said, there is a free lunch. You can get hot dogs and chips and cookies and lemonade and tea, I think. So
yes, thanks to Rotary.
Thanks to Rotary. It's not a chamber event, but it is right over near our building, and it is very important to the business community to honor our veterans. So please try to make it out for that and out to the fire station. Back to the chamber activities. Our monthly luncheon is November the 19th. It's at the Ruthie Jackson Center. And it's going to be a program on identity theft. It's going to be put on by a couple of people from Wells Fargo and Investors. Denise Clifton and Todd Mayo, I believe, are doing that. The cost of that is $15, or you can do it at the door for $15 ahead of time, $20 at the door. And like I said, that's at the Ruthie Jackson Center. Our Hispanic networking meeting, our monthly Hispanic networking meeting, is November the 25th, and that's at the Pioneer Event Center. And again, that's going to be about Small Business the Small Business Administration is going to be putting it on. It's kind of like Small Business Month. If you want, you can, on any of those events, you can RSVP or talk to Alex at the chamber, and everybody's email address at the chamber is the same. It's their first name and then at grandprairiechamber.org, or you can call the chamber at 972-264-1558. So let's see, we got the luncheon leads, we got the monthly luncheon, we got the Hispanic Networker. Another event that we have every month on Friday, I think it's the second Friday of every month, is our Coffee Cup Connection. I don't know what the topic is there, but I'm guessing it's probably going to be something about the SBA. Mm-hmm. But that's Friday morning. That's for early risers. That's 7:45 in the morning at the chamber office, and there's no cost to that. It's good networking, and there is a light breakfast included in that. The last thing I wanted to mention was our chamber's biggest fundraiser every year now is Prairie Lights. We do Pictures with Santa at Prairie Lights. The city allows us to have a corner over there, and we do pictures. So if you're going to come out to Prairie Lights and see the lights, stop off at the big tent and see all the activities, and bring your children or your grandchildren or your great-grandchildren or whoever you want to bring. I've had there have been lots of people who sat on Santa's lap.
Right.
Lots of different people sat on Santa's lap.
And
So,
who is Santa? Is it a secret?
No, Santa lives at the North Pole. He's the one that
course.
delivers the gifts. What's the matter with you?
Okay, and how much do those cost if I want to get my picture made with Santa?
There's different packages, and if I remember correctly, the cheapest package is like $5 for one 5x7, and it goes up to as many as you want to buy.
So it's affordable.
Right, sure.
Absolutely.
And then if you want, we also do it at Traders Village. The ones at Prairie Lights start on Thanksgiving on the 27th and go till December the 23rd. We don't do it on Christmas Eve, of course, because Santa can't be there on Christmas Eve.
He's already taken.
And then after Christmas Eve, then Santa's on vacation, so you can't go
Perfect.
to Santa. Right. So if you want to get pictures with Santa, you need to be there between Thanksgiving night and the 23rd of December. It's every night. Or if you're going out to Traders Village, we do the weekends at Traders Village from November the 27th through December the 20th. And the packages are essentially the same. They're printed right there for you, and we have a nice folder you can put them in so you can get pictures for the relatives and everybody else. So Pictures with Santa at Prairie Lights, great fundraiser for the chamber and a great service to the people that are out there, and same thing at Traders Village. And I want to thank both the city and Traders Village for allowing us to do that, because it helps out the chamber, plus it gives us something fun to do around Christmas time. So those are the events that are going on in the month of November and December at the chamber.
Yes, and I think you have, do you have any of your sponsors you want to mention briefly?
Well, one of the things that we have at the chamber that we started on about 10 or 15 years ago was the sustaining members. And the sustaining members put in a bit of money over and above their membership, and they actually sustain the chamber. They cover our nut, so to speak. And we have quite a few of them, and we always like to try to mention them when we can. So if we have some time, I'd like to mention, and they have different levels. I mean, we used to have gold, silver, and bronze, and then we got people who were giving us more money. So then we invented
Platinum.
and then we got people who are more than that. So then we went up into ruby, sapphire, and diamond. But right now, all we've got is an emerald. We've got one emerald sponsor. That's Matthew Lowe and Hong Kong Marketplace, Asia Times Square. Matthew does a lot, not only for our chamber, but also for the Asian division of our chamber.
Yes.
So we really appreciate that. And he's an emerald sponsor. Our platinum sponsors are Airbus Helicopters, Classic Chevrolet, the Thompson Group, and Grand Bank of Texas.
Of course.
Our gold sponsors are the ER at Grand Prairie, JMH Printing, Medical Center of Arlington, Neighborhood Credit Union, Encore Electric Delivery, Texas Trust Credit Union, and Texas Trust Credit Union. Our silver sponsor, we have one, is Fast Signs at Highway 67. And then our bronze sponsors, and just to give you an idea, bronze sponsors give $2,500 over and above their commitment to membership and all that. And so the other people are given actually more than that. But our bronze sponsors are 2 NetLink services, Baylor Medical Center at Irving, the City of Grand Prairie Ford, Haynes & Boone Law Firm, Lockheed Martin Fire and Missile Control. I always like to put the Fire and Missile Control in there. Sam's Club, Texas General Hospital, Texas Health Arlington Memorial Hospital, Titan Contractors, Verizon Theater at Grand Prairie, Victor's Event Room in the historic Anderson Building, Walmart, and of course, Uncle Bob's Self-Storage.
Uncle Bob's. What a great list of sponsors.
They are. They're essential. And that group of businesses together donate, in addition to their commitment for membership and the work they do with the chamber, over $135,000 to keep the chamber going every year. So if you are in Grand Prairie, live in Grand Prairie, shop in Grand Prairie, please try to patronize those companies and businesses.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Bill, for being here. You always have so much good information for us, and we appreciate you and the chamber and all you do for our city.
Well, I enjoy coming, and we appreciate this opportunity to get the word out.
Well, thank you. And we'll be right back.
You fill up my senses like a sleepy blue ocean. You fill up my senses. Come fill me again.
Welcome back, and welcome to our next guest, Libby Clausen, Executive Director of the Grand Prairie Arts Council. Welcome, Libby.
Thank you so much.
So glad you're here, and we want to know everything that's going on with the Arts Council.
Well, we've been busy. We're so excited. We want people to know Halloween night is our annual haunted house at the Uptown Theater.
Yes.
It is so much fun. It's Halloween night from 5:30 to 10. The tickets are $5 each, and you just buy them at the door. And you know, there's a great event down at Market Square from 6 to 8 for the kids. And it's Friday night this year. So everybody needs to come down to the event at Market from 6 to 8, and then walk on down to the Uptown, because all of the Main Street folks are going to be passing out candy and celebrating Halloween. Walk on down to the Uptown, get some candy there, and go through our haunted house.
A big celebration on Main Street.
It really is, right here in Grand Prairie. Our haunted house gets better every year. Our set designer, Matt Betts. We have some great students from DeBisky High School helping us this year. Debbie Dobbs Vernon and Dave Crittenton are both teachers there. They brought down a great group of kids. They've got it already built out. If you've been to the haunted house before, this is a brand new layout. It's all different and new. So you can come back this year and it's going to be all new.
And Libby, what ages is it appropriate for?
Well, what we do, we bring people through in groups. So if we have little ones, we'll let the scarers know, and they'll tone it way down, or they won't scare at all. If we have teenagers coming through, they'll turn it loose.
I see.
So it's good for all ages.
Okay.
It really is. Parents can go through with their kids. We put people through in groups.
And it's this coming?
It's Halloween, which is Friday night. October 31st, Friday night, 5:30 to 10 at the Uptown Theater. Just bring $5 cash, tickets at the door.
Perfect. And
It's a whole lot of fun.
what else is happening?
Well, in the meantime of setting up our haunted house, we have had auditions and begun rehearsals for The Wizard of Oz, which is our holiday production. We've cast 54 people in this show. 25 children's chorus, our Munchkins, are half the cast. We're very excited. I have a really good production team. The cast is having so much fun already. It's going to be a really great show, and it's going to be The Wizard of Oz that you remember.
And are some of the people in the cast local people?
Oh, they are. We have a whole lot. All of our kids are Grand Prairie kids. A whole lot of people that you know coming back, and then a few new faces too that have discovered us along the way that have wanted to be in this show. This is so beloved by actors and actresses as well as audiences. So we had a whole lot of people. We had over 85 people audition. So it was really fun to draw, and the talent they've begun. The musical rehearsals and the talent, and they all know the songs already. It's really fun to see.
A familiar show.
Exactly. And
That's
it is
good.
going to be the show you remember. That's what our artistic director, Eric Kreiner, told the cast. He wants this to be the show everyone remembers.
That's great. And I noticed Debbie Dobbs posted on Facebook that she's going to be in this as well.
She sure is. She's returning to the stage after a lot of years of not being, of having family things to take care of. She's returned to the Arts Council Board of Directors, and she's playing Auntie M.
Oh, that'll be
So we have
great.
a lot of fun local people coming back. Our set designer has already built the Yellow Brick Road. He's told us there's going to be a tornado that flies across the stage, that the house is actually going to come apart. So there's going to be some really great. He's having so much fun building this set. So.
And Libby, when are the dates for this show?
Wizard of Oz is December 5th and 6th at 8 o'clock, the 6th and 7th at 2 o'clock. So that's Friday night, Saturday night, and then we have matinees on Saturday and Sunday. And then the following weekend, the 12th and 13th at 8 o'clock, and then the 13th and 14th at 2 o'clock. And tickets are already available. You can go online to artsgp.org. We already have people buying their tickets. You can go to the Uptown box office, and you can call the Uptown box office. So go ahead and get your tickets and be ready to celebrate a really nostalgic show for the holidays.
That sounds exciting. That's great.
It's going to be a whole lot of fun. And then we have a really fun preview of 2015. We have gone back to some of our old standards. We're calling this our 2015 season will leave a song on your lips.
Oh,
We're
good.
doing a whole season of musicals. We're starting off with what was an audience favorite, Forever Plaid. We're bringing it back to the Studio Theater at the Uptown in February to celebrate Valentine's Day.
Oh,
We think it'll be
good.
a whole lot of fun. And then in March, we are going back to an old standard, Into the Woods.
Yes.
Which is all of the fairy tales come to life. Everybody's real excited about that. Then in June, we're real excited. We were able to secure Shrek the Musical, which is really popular and hasn't been done a whole lot in the area. So we're really looking forward to that. And to follow up with that, because our minimum age for our summer musical for people to be in it is 14. In our summer program, Summer in the Arts, our summer show is going to be Shrek Junior. So that the younger kids who come to see Shrek then can come in the summer and they can be in Shrek Junior.
Perfect.
And then in the fall, to go along with Halloween, we're going to do Young Frankenstein, which is Mel Brooks' movie brought to the stage as a musical, Young Frankenstein, which will just be a whole lot of fun. And then for Christmas, we're doing Oliver, which Denise
Yes.
Rodriguez is going to direct. She's very excited about it. She loves Oliver, has done it in the past, and we have not done that in a really long time. So she's looking forward to directing that.
So what an exciting season you have planned
It
for the
is.
coming year.
It's going to be a big one. We're looking forward to lots of large cast, lots of great talent, and hoping for large audiences.
And
too.
if they want to become a member of the Arts Council, they could do that as well, right?
Absolutely. We always need members. We are a nonprofit. We're so pleased to be supported by the city, but we are an independent nonprofit. Always need donations and volunteers. You can go to artsgp.org, and on our member page, you can pay right there with PayPal. You can become a member, fill out the paperwork, and pay right there as well.
I'm glad you told me that. That's the easy way to do it, isn't it?
It sure is, right there online. Yes, ma'am.
And who's your president this year?
Matt Betts is our president, and Denise Rodriguez is our president-elect.
That's great.
And also, we want to know if anyone wants to volunteer to help with The Wizard of Oz, you can get a free ticket. You and a guest come free if you volunteer to help in the lobby at the show. So that's a great value. If anyone would like to be a lobby usher, with the Arts Council if they'll just contact me through the Arts Council website or at the Arts Council phone number, which is 972-642-2787. And I can get them on the list to volunteer, and they can come see the Wizard of Oz that way as well.
Great opportunities to get involved.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Libby. It's so exciting to hear your coming season and what's just around the corner as well. So thank you so much for being with us and all you do to promote the arts in Grand Prairie, Texas.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And thank you all for joining us today. I'm Georgia Clemson, reminding you it's happening in Grand Prairie.